Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. Now, before we start, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to checking this out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow, it helps a lot, and again, thank you. Have an incredible day or evening, depending where you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. For today, we have the amazing, the badass, the super Madison here. Madison, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
It's
How are you?
amazing. I'm doing fantastic. I mean, what better way to have an epic day that to be talking with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, for those who don't know who is the incredible, amazing, badass Super Madison, please tell us who you are.
I am Madison. I'm an actor, writer. I produce and direct as well. And living in Los Angeles, I feel like I get to, follow that butterfly of inspiration and find myself in multiple creative arenas.
There you go. So you're basically doing everything here.
Yeah. No niching down necessarily,
There
just
you go.
like storytelling.
There you go. Epic. Now, tell me. Let's go back in time here, and yeah, how did your journey begin? Like how this passion started.
Yeah, I always knew I wanted to be a performer. Like in kindergarten, making little art projects, it would say, I in the future will be an actor. But I didn't really know what that meant. And then it wasn't until I was about 12, 13, I took a Buddha Hagen based acting class.
Okay.
And that transformed everything. It was world building and character building. And at that age, it it filled such a um it filled such a void for my creative expression. Like, oh, I didn't know I could like put all this imagination somewhere, and now I
Yeah.
can.
Amazing. Amazing. And what were some of the challenges that you had when you were recently making those first steps on your career?
I feel like I had my own challenges in the academic high school world. Like, okay, do I actually want to pursue this post high school, or do I want to go to college and get that like practical standard thing? So the first challenge was kind of proving to myself that I could do it, and then proving to immediate family that I'm not um I'm not just like floating in the wind doing whatever. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so like kind of validating the desire, the passion to be a performer. And then early in my career, I think I started in theater and like apprenticeship, and with an apprenticeship conservatory program. My challenges there were, I feel like, being vocally and physically present and like sharing all like the ideas I had in a bold, confident way.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just playing like the quiet girl, because that was like the maximum expression I could give, like jumping out into embodying characters that took me, Maddie, out of my comfort zone.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, it does. It does. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
And now that you mentioned, about characters, tell me like how you prepare a character. Now we understand, of course, that depends on the role. But what is your initial approach before starting diving into this whole character creation process?
Yeah. Oh, I love this question because I feel like my process changes and
Mm-hmm.
like flows with what kind of things are inspiring me in my life, like at the moment. But
Yep.
generally, I go from a outside in approach of like sitting down with the text, reading through it. Like once I imagine how like the script like should be received by an audience, I then like ditch that and then go in from the character of like, all right, what is this world of the character? And then I find kind of a tempo, or like I play in my physical body, like tempo and the duration of lines, and what kind of things in the physical environment of this character are present.
Mm-hmm.
So viewpoints technique is very, very juicy for me. And yeah, getting out of my head and getting into the body. That's my first step.
There you
And
go.
through line. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And like, has that ever happened to you that there was this character that took you the most to prepare it?
Ooh. I think when I get really excited about a character, I can like make the timeline a really long timeline.
Yeah.
So this one character from a play called The Wolves, her character name was Number Two. She didn't have
Mm-hmm.
a full name or like a no, a normal name as a character.
Yep.
Um I I took a lot of time diving into some of her shadowy
Mm-hmm.
parts because she was such an innocent, goody two shoes, happy character with
Yeah.
such a dark side of an eating disorder with um stress from like colleges and like jealousy. So like I for like a month or two before the show, I was journaling every day and
Mm-hmm.
really um getting into her shadow because I felt like that made her like happiness pop.
Yeah.
Right. And then yeah, and then it was a soccer play. Forgot to mention that. So I played soccer with the other castmates and then the local community college girls soccer team. That was
That's cool.
yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome. I mean, I love the fact that whenever you're about to play the character, the possibilities to play someone are. I mean, you can play from, I don't know, from athlete to lawyer to doctor to superhero. Even sometimes, like the whole possibilities you get the chance to explore. When you are about to play a character, I find that super interesting and also pretty fun.
Yeah, it's like you're transforming your ideas of how you relate to the world. And yeah,
Mm,
step into someone else's reality.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what has been now? Yeah, like moving on here. What has been some of the worst auditions you ever had?
Worst auditions. Um, Definitely I always beat myself up when I'm nervous and like I'm not
Yeah.
able to just have fun. But like the worst audition I had, I like wasn't really acknowledging that I didn't feel safe in this audition space. But
Okay.
I know this is yeah, it's kind of like a thing I feel passionate about, but I know other people don't. But I don't think um in audition rooms that aren't chemistry reads, actors should be um, expected to have physical intimacy that's beyond just like a small kiss or like a hug. So I had
Mhm.
this one audition when I was 19. It was a callback, but not a chemistry read. And I had to like make out with the other actor. And like that was, I didn't do any of that. But like I was so uncomfortable and like down on myself like oh why am I not cool with that like oh I'm
Yeah.
the actor so I think not that it was a my worst audition but it was definitely like a telling like moment for me of like okay like I'd feel uncomfortable speaking up for what I want in the audition room because I feel like I have less value than the people auditioning me if
Mm.
that makes sense instead of
Hmm.
voicing what I wanted then
And like how you managed. I mean, not now that you mentioned that, like how you managed to silence that voice.
yeah silence that voice and then like made it about oh I have the problem like
Mm.
I'm the one I'm the nuisance I'm the yeah
Yeah. But like, do you have like a specific, I don't know, like ritual, or like something you kind of do to kind of silence that voice and focus on this audition, let's say?
oh like silence my like voice of like
Yeah, like that we all have
nerves
them, right? Like for example, we all have that little voice in our heads that whenever we're about to do something, it might says like, "Why are you doing it? You're not gonna make it. You should
oh
focus
yeah
on
that
something." Like that kind of a toxic voice, let's say.
toxic voice yeah that negative yep
Yeah.
Mm. I definitely try to focus on my breath. I have like a confidence breath I do that's like, I don't know, using inhales through the nose and then like thumbs to the shoulders. So like kind of getting I feel like dissolving that voice is like what works best for me instead of just like trying to cover it up and be like, no, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling good. I'll just try to like focus on something that makes my body feel good. And then I also, if I feel nerves and I try to make those mean something bad, I'll try to reframe that and be like, oh, nerves mean you're excited. It's nothing bad. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And after, so you did audition. How you like? What is the thing that you do in order to, yet again, silence that little voice telling you, you should have done this. You should have said this. You know, you should have wore this. Like how you manage to just put that away and continue moving forward. Because I have discovered that whenever you let that voice in your head to be there, I mean, once you realize it's been already 2-3 hours and you haven't done nothing in your day. You know, you just like a hamster just spinning on the same wheel over and over.
Yeah, I definitely find myself kind of paralyzed in that fear, state. I think meditation again, like just clearing out that part, not making it wrong or making it bad. Like I've found that just like sitting with it, trying to understand what it's teaching me is the best way to go about it. Like, oh, am I longing for feeling good about the work I do, or am I longing for ease in the work? Okay, so if I'm like longing for ease and I don't want to just like force myself to do work that I'm not emotionally on board with, how can I like structure my day with rewards of rest or like or like things that make my inner child happy and not just letting those voices be seen for more than just I suck, because that's not true. It's not, no,
Absolutely.
that's never honest.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that voice just tends to, I mean, I don't know why we have like that voice telling us that we basically suck, or telling us like why like you should have done this or said this,
Yeah, it's that should and shaming that really like keeps us from doing and living in our biggest visions. And I think my friend Jessica, she offered me a thought about that kind of negative self-talk. That I forget what I was gonna say, but it was good. I'll go back. Yeah, because I'm still working on that. Oh, that I remember. Her thought to me was what systems and ideas thrive with that lack of self-worth and thrive with that self-doubt. And if I believe in those systems, like, the beauty industry thrives off of self-doubt. I'm like, if I like don't want to play that game anymore and I can see the system as a whole, then I can choose not to play and figure out how I can loosen my
yeah. Now, moving on here, let's say that for your birthday, you get a time machine. But here's the catch. You can only travel once to meet the 13-year-old version of yourself. So what advice would you give to that little you?
Ooh. Oh my God, 13-year-old me had rainbow braces. She didn't care about what anyone thought about her. But
That's cool.
I would tell her that it's okay to have fun. To have fun on a daily, hourly, minute basis. Like it's top priority for you in this time, and you're gonna find your passions, and you're gonna find the people you're meant to be with if you just follow that sense of play.
Totally. And like how you, for example, and like whenever you say that you want to start acting or music, writing, photography, modeling, etc. I mean, whenever you said that you want to do that at the beginning, either sometimes perhaps even like your family member or friends, they're not gonna laugh at you, but they're gonna be telling you like you should be focusing on something more stable. You know what I mean? That typical phrase we all have. So my question here is like whenever you receive those those comments about your career, how you manage to just push them aside, not affecting you, and continue building on your career.
Yeah. Ooh, like I was very lucky because I grew up with a mom who totally believed in my arts passions and
Yeah.
kind of had to face that resistance a lot in her own journey and with her own career.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I didn't really experience that much until I went out into the adult world. And
Yeah.
if I get people trying to, should me or
Mm-hmm.
like push me to another path and like away from the arts,
Yeah.
I kind of try to empathize with them of like, oh, like they really aren't, you know, I usually find it's people who had a passion for the arts and who didn't follow it. Because I think people who are happy in their own lives don't don't feel a need to try to like control or manipulate someone else's journey.
Totally.
Um and I so yeah, I've learned to be skeptical of advice people give me and then also like immune to it like your advice like, recognizing that people's advice and
Yeah.
like shoulds are about them and not me
Totally.
and that they don't know me and they don't know like what training I've done or what I'm passionate about and I'm not going to try to prove myself to them anymore. It's kind of a promise I made to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on here. Tell me, like, let's say, you know, that one day Disney Plus, HBO Max, Netflix, you name it, they come to you and they tell you that they have this idea, which goes, they're gonna make a film that all of the characters that you have played at the moment, they're all gonna gather to celebrate your birthday. But the film needs a name, so how would you call it?
The film has a name and what would I call it? Ooh. Oh, maybe I'm getting like a strong pull to say like learning through and I want a poetic name so like learning through um learning through the meadows with flowers. I don't know.
That sounds like a franchise.
Sounds like a franchise.
Yeah, we're talking here about the prequel. It sounds like the prequel.
Yeah, what are these flowers? What kind of meadows?
There you go. So we have one that what are the flowers? The second one is here are the flowers, and the third one is they're no longer flowers.
Whoa, I
That's
love
deep, right?
that.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's great. Okay, I'm just gonna start writing.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe at some point we have here a multi-million-dollar franchise. Who knows?
And this is the origin story.
Exactly. We have already created like, our own cinematic universe.
Wow, I love world building. Yeah, so that's not even a far-fetched thing.
Yeah, and then hear me on that. And then later on more future projects, we can have Easter eggs from those prequels in those projects.
Yes, absolutely.
Relating it that it is on the same universe.
It is, yes. Oh, I like that. We'll
Yeah.
have the flower Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what like now from so we got the idea here. So which platform do you think would agree on? Disney Plus, HBO, or Netflix?
Ooh. I feel like HBO because we got to get that darker kind of
True.
going. Yeah. Not off the bat, but HBO I feel like would support it.
Okay. Okay. I like it. Like it. Now, my next question here is what is your dream goal? Like what is your dream role? Like that role you're waiting at some point to get it. Like that ultimate role. You're like once I get it, I can remove it from my bucket list, let's say.
Ooh, yeah. I'm kind of basic when I'm like, oh, if I play one of the Shakespeare women or even male characters, traditionally male characters, I will be happy. So like Ophelia, once I play that, I'm gonna be happy as a clam.
I love it. I love it. Now, if you could describe your whole career now, but in a drink, how would you call it, and what MO would it have?
Oh, I would call it it's kind of a cop out, but like the Maddie Temple instead of the Shirley Temple.
Okay.
It would be
And so we have the name Maddie Temple. What would it have?
it would have like a mangoey strawberry taste.
Mm.
Um, I don't really drink, so I don't know how I would make it like alcoholic. So
Yeah, let's say without alcohol. A
without,
healthy one. Hmm.
yeah. Um, mango strawberry with boba because I used to love boba and I'd have to tip my hat to that. Um, and it would have yeah, I would have a crazy straw coming out of it. Like that's a
Okay.
requirement.
Okay. Now that you mentioned like the Maddie Temple, that sounds like the prequel for the prequel on Disney Plus. Since it's a kids show,
Yes.
you know.
Yep. Oh, the kids show. It's a kids show. The
Yeah, like the Maddie Temple. So we have like the origin story of Maddie here, and then we move on to HBO for the flower stuff.
yeah. See, I was imagining the flower stuff more like darker, just based on the characters I played. But
Mm,
Maddie Temple, that's a total kids show. That's like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What is that? I don't know, but I like it.
There we go. There you go. And like, what motivates you? We all have those days that we want to quit. That we think that this is that we suddenly get this idea that this has been a waste of time. Anyway, so how you manage to silence those toxic thoughts and be back again on this road, on this whole road that you have built for so many years now.
Hmm. I feel like there's good things and bad things that motivate me sometimes. Like
Okay.
bad things meaning like, oh, like I have to prove myself. And that
Mm,
never creates the work I want to. So
mm,
kind of answering this question, I want to like focus on the good, the good things, because that's where we really get to stand
yeah.
in that dream we're creating. I'd say what motivates me is being able to have my own business, to have that flow of energy and connection with people.
Mm,
I feel like I connect best with people when I'm performing and when I'm collaborating with artists and storytellers, um, and connecting with an audience too. That can be on the pulse. That is on the pulse of these stories and
yeah.
ground themselves in it. So I guess it's kind of a lofty thing, but like, yeah, that connection that motivates me.
And my last question, what can we expect from Maddie in the future?
Oh, I'm gonna continue producing shows in my startup theater company, so you can expect lots of immersive theater in Los Angeles, and then you can expect from me you can expect from me to be collaborating in different theater communities and um crazy short films and feature-length films.
There you go. I love it.
Thanks.
Okay, well, I mean, what can I say about your career? It's epic. It's badass. It's really cool. And also, I find amazing that you managed to continue doing it. That as we were speaking before, that whenever we have like these complications or like these thoughts or these situations in which makes us wonder if we should continue or not, the fact that you keep doing it and you are making results and you are building like so many things now. I mean, for producing to like acting to more and more things. I mean, I think that's proven from everyone who's either watching this or listening to it, that dreams can come true. Of course, there is a lot of hard work that you need to put to it. That that most of the times it's gonna be challenging and it's gonna be a pain in the butt for sure. But I mean, you are showing that you you do the hard work and here are the results. And like those small victories can create something amazing in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, and I believe that too. something that's helped me is like not attaching my idea of what success looks like, but following that inspiration for success. And for me, that's creating characters and connections, and so it doesn't always have to look like acting. And I've found that my success is in getting to do it all.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, I want to thank those also who, thank you to those who are watching this, either here on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, follow. If it is, if this is your first video, leave a like. If it is your favorite video, thanks so much for watching. Keep watching them because they're all amazing. But also, since the video is about to be done, I'm gonna leave in the description below, the links to Maddie's social media, so you can follow her. Let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Maddie, because she's incredible. She's amazing. And again, Maddie, thank you so much for making this happen. Have an incredible upcoming weekend. Keep creating, keep inspiring. But most important here, keep doing what you do, because I find that super incredible and badass. And we need more badass people like you in this world who, besides giving us cool, epic entertainment, are showing us that dreams can come true. So
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
absolutely. And I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, see you in the next one.
All right.